Dadisi.
Okay, good morning and welcome. My name is Dadisi Najib. I'm the hearing officer for San Francisco Public Works. And Nathan, I'm sorry, I forgot your last name.
Rodis.
Rodis is our clerk. It just slipped my mind. This hearing today is being recorded via Zoom and will be available afterward through a link in the San Francisco Public Works website, sfpublicworks.org. As this is a virtual hearing, there's no sign-in sheet. So if you would like to receive information about the results of this hearing, please send an email to the email address listed on the hearing notice, which is the mobile food at sfdpw.org. If you'd like to be on the contact list, please type and send your email address in the chat or send an email to that email address, the mobile food at sfdpw.org. This public hearing today is held to consider two items regarding mobile food truck applications and under a public works jurisdiction. We intend to go through the items in the order posted on the website and being shared on this screen. So my job as a hearing officer today is to consider the two items and listen to your testimonies and help our Public Works Director, Carla Short, make the determination. I will not be making any decisions today. Instead, I'll forward my findings to her and from this hearing and make the recommendations, and she will make the final recommendations. Once the director's determinations are made, the department will notify you of them if you've provided your contact information below. So the hearing will proceed as follows. I will ask Public Works to present the item, and then we will allow the applicant to speak and make their comments. And then if there's any members of the public who are on who wish to comment, you can do so at that time. Each speaker will have up to 3 minutes to speak, and the clerk will monitor time for all speakers and will indicate when you have 30 seconds left. If you're a party to this proceeding, I'll call on you to speak. If you'd like to use visual materials in your presentation, please let us know before you speak, and then you'll have the standard 3 minutes to provide your comments. If you're a member of the public or witness who wants to speak, wait for me to call for public comments, and then use the Zoom's raise your hand feature if you're on a computer to put yourself in the queue to speak. If you're dialing on your phone, dial *9 to indicate you're raising your hand. When it's your turn to speak, I'll recognize you. If on your phone and you're muted, press *6 to unmute yourself. If you would like to use visual materials in your presentation, please let me know before you speak. You'll then have the standard 3 minutes to provide your comments. Comments and questions should be addressed to me as a hearing officer and not to the department or the applicant. If you're unable to finish your comments within the allotted time, you may submit written testimony to me by the end of this hearing. And if I feel that a question is warranted, I will ask the question. After all comments are completed, I will close the item. We are allowing any members of the public who are here to address matters that are within Public Works jurisdiction, but not on today's agenda. You can speak first, and then we'll go into the first order. Is there anyone? No? Okay. The first order is order number 205673 to consider an application from Breakfast in Bed for the operation of a mobile food facility in the public right-of-way in the vicinity of 234 First Street, a truck located on the southwest side of First Street, approximately 40 feet southeast of Tehama Street, operating Monday from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., Wednesday from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., and Friday from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. And also at the location of 1200 4th Street, the truck located on the west side of 4th Street in the single metered space at the Mission Rock Street intersection, operating Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Public Works.
Thank you. My colleague Marielle has some visual aids for us. So if she can share her screen, she'll get those up for folks to see. Great, thank you. So good morning. My name is Nicholas Persky, representing San Francisco Public Works Bureau of Street Use and Mapping. I want to give a quick overview of permit 21 MFF-00069 applied for by Breakfast in Bed. If approved, this permit would allow the applicant to occupy a portion of the parking lane in front of two separate locations. The first location is 234 First Street. And then the second location, which Marielle can show on the screen, is 1200 4th Street. The 1200 4th Street location would be permitted from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. And the 234 First Street location would be permitted from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The applicant first submitted this application to Public Works on May 12th, 2021. And after review of the proposed site plans for compliance with the Public Works Code and Public Works Order 182101, Public Works accepted the site plan for all locations on July 9th, 2021. Following approval of the site plans, Public Works sent out a public notification as is required by Section 184.88 of the Public Works Code on September 8th, 2021. The applicant also posted a physical notification of the locations on September 24th, 2021, for which pictures were sent to Public Works. In response to the public notification, Public Works received 3 letters of objection prior to the deadline of October 8th, 2021. One objection was received for each location, and a final third objection was received for an ambiguous location, which we were not able to determine. The objections were primarily related to competition with brick and mortar establishments and also impacts to nearby office space, such as pre-existing food options for office employees, the brand and image of the nearby office space, concerns about sidewalk cleanliness, impacts to roadway and pedestrian visibility, and also volume of pre-existing food trucks in the area. And the objections that we received have subsequently led to today's hearing. So that concludes my remarks on this permit. I'm certainly available if you have any questions now or after comments are received. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nicholas. Is the applicant here for Breakfast in Bed?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, can you state your name?
Yes, my name is Leon Liu. I
Okay.
am the applicant for Breakfast in Bed.
Is your mic on, Leon?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. You can present your case.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Morning, Leon.
I would like to submit an application for a mobile food facility permit at the 2 locations that were previously stated by Nicholas. I don't have much of a case at all, just that my family is looking to start our own business. We'd like to support our family through our own means. And we've decided that given our experience with coffee and the food service industry, it is in our best interest to have a coffee kind of business of our own. However, given our relative lack of resources, we had to not so much settle, but we decided upon a truck, which we would like to park at these 2 locations that are near where we live and where we've worked in the past. So these are communities that we are very familiar with. And with permission and approval from Public Works, we'd like to start doing business as soon as possible.
Is that,
That's,
I had a couple questions for you,
yes,
Leon.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Is this your first time doing a food truck?
Yes, ma'am.
At a coffee business? Was it mobile or was it brick and mortar?
I have myself and 2 other family members. We've worked at brick and mortar coffee shops intermittently or throughout the past 8 years or so.
Mhm.
We have plenty of coffee experience, not so much food truck experience or entrepreneur experience, but we definitely know the industry and we know the product that we're looking to sell to the public.
Okay. Congratulations. I think that's it. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, ma'am. I was looking forward to hearing public comments and addressing any concerns.
Okay. How do you intend to deal with garbage or refuse in the area near your truck?
We are committed to complying with all food safety and health standard regulations. We are committed to providing any waste or recycling bins as required by SF law.
Okay.
And we're also committed to doing our part as members of the community to make sure that the cleanliness of the area is upheld. We will make sure that in the time that we're occupying that space, that we're going to leave the space the way we found it. Whether that means picking up trash around our site or encouraging consumers to, do their part in using any equipment or receptacles that we provide. We're dedicated to making sure that that's upheld.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Liu.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, is there anyone, member from the public that wishes to comment? I'm sorry, Nathan, I'm not able to see how many. Oh, I guess I could look at this and see how many other people are online.
So we have someone from Breakfast in Bed, and then we have 2 call-in people. And if they need to, they want to speak, it's star 6 to raise your hand, or star 9 to raise your hand, and star 6 to unmute.
Okay.
So if any of the 2 dial-in numbers want to speak, that would be your time.
Few more seconds. Okay. Okay, well, if there are no more comments and I don't have any more questions for Breakfast in Bed, thank you, Mr. Liu, for your comments. You're welcome to stay on if you like, or if you want to go ahead and hang up, you can. Also, you will be in touch with you, and if you have any questions or if you want to add anything, you can email us at the mobilefood@sfdpw.org. So I am going to now move on to our second item, which is order number 205674. Is that right, Clinton? If there's no more comments, I can move on.
Yes, that's correct.
Order number 205674, to consider an application from Corazon Maya for the operation of a mobile food facility in the public right-of-way in the vicinity of 2109 Mission Street. Truck will be located on the east side of Mission Street, approximately 65 feet south of 17th Street, operating Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and from 10 a.m., Thursday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Public Works representative, would you like to present your case?
Yes, so Mariel, if you can just show the image for this particular application on Mission. Great, thank you. Good morning again. I'm Nicholas Percy again from San Francisco Public Works Bureau of Street Use and Mapping. Just wanted to give a quick overview of permit 21 MFF-00077 applied for by Corazon Maya. If approved, this permit would allow the applicant to occupy a portion of the parking lane in front of one location, 2109 Mission Street, to be permitted from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. The applicant first submitted this application to Public Works on July 2nd, 2021. After review of the proposed site plans for compliance with the Public Works Code and Public Works Order 182101, Public Works accepted the site plan for all locations on August 2nd, 2021. Following approval of the site plan, Public Works sent out a notification as is required by Section 184.88 of the Public Works Code on September 10th, 2021. The applicant also posted a physical notification at the location on September 29th, 2021, for which pictures were sent to Public Works. In response to the public notification, Public Works received 5 letters of objection prior to the deadline of October 10th, 2021 to submit objections. The objections were primarily related to limited parking in the area, concerns about potential sidewalk obstructions, litter and pollution in the area, and a pre-existing abundance of similar food options in the area. And those objections have subsequently led to today's hearing. We did want to address one specific concern that was outlined in a number of the objections that we received regarding the clearance between the proposed mobile food facility and also a nearby brick and mortar restaurant, Abanico Coffee Roasters. It is Bureau of Street Use and Mapping standard procedure to require the applicant to draw the clearance between the closest edge of their mobile food facility and the center line of the primary entrance of a restaurant, restaurant being defined by health code. As you'll see in the site plan that was provided the applicant did draw this clearance from La Oaxaqueña restaurant, and that did demonstrate a clearance of 90 feet, which met the requirement. The reason why we didn't enforce that for Abanico Coffee Roasters in our initial review of the submitted site plan was because that is a brand new cafe and it had just barely become operational at the time of application submittal, which caused our records of the restaurant's presence to not yet be up to date. So what we'll definitely do in that case is subject to verification of that brick and mortar restaurant, Abanico Coffee Roasters, the date they commenced operations. We're definitely happy to require a revised site plan from the applicant showing that revised distance from the center line of the primary entrance of that restaurant to the closest edge of their mobile food facility. And we can also complement with that with an on-site inspection with our surveying and inspection equipment. So I just wanted to adjust that to, because as I know that may come up in the comments, we definitely want to make sure that 75 clearance is measured properly. And us not having that on the first site plan was just a function of the application being received literally just a matter of weeks after this coffee shop opened. So I just wanted to explain that. With that said, that concludes my remarks on this permit. I'm definitely available if you have any questions now or after the comments.
Thank you, Nicholas. Appreciate it. Okay, I'm calling on the applicant for this mobile food facility at the location of 2109 Mission Street. Is Corazon on?
And also, the applicant for this particular application requested translation assistance. So my colleague Ana Diaz is on the line. Ana, maybe if you're available, you could just make an announcement saying it's time for comments if he wants to provide a comment.
Good morning, everyone. This is Ana Diaz. I'm here. I'll try to translate everything as the person is speaking.
Okay.
Hi, Anna. Could you just make an announcement that we're calling on the applicant for this order, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
What is their name? Do we have
Manuel
any-
and Terian.
Manuel,
Ujú.
¿estás en línea? Es tu turno de hablar para presentar tu caso. Manuel. Aplicante para, what is the name of the business again?
Corazon Maya.
Manuel, que está aplicando para Corazón Maya, ¿está aquí?
He's unmuted, so he should be able to speak. He said he's put on the chat
Microphone's not functioning.
microphone is not functioning, I believe.
Oh,
Okay. Can he type it in as comments, maybe?
Can he call in from a phone?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Anna, can you ask him to call in from a phone?
yes, of course. Manuel, ¿puede entrar la llamada por medio de números de teléfono o puede escribir sus comentarios o su presentación en el chat del Zoom, por favor?
So he wants the phone number. We'll give it to him real quick. 1 second.
Okay.
Can we just type it in here?
Yes, we can do that. And if you have the agenda up,
I do.
or Nathan, can you type it in the chat? Oh,
Yes, I'm about to type in the
it looks like someone needed to type it in.
the
Did
DC.
he? Thank you to DC. And then the participant code.
Oh, shoot.
He'll need that to get in.
Uh-oh, I don't see that.
It's the webinar ID.
The
webinar
webinar ID.
I got it. Is there anyone else on the call? Any members of the public to protest this? Or what is Lady Clinton? I'm wondering if it would be out of order for us to.
I think because there are a number of people apparently that have had concerns about this, that we want to let the business person do first. So I have the person, Christine, from a member of the public. I'm going to allow her to talk.
Hello?
But Christine, is she?
Manuel is on.
Hello?
Oh, Manuel, go ahead. Manuel's supposed to go first.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you. Good morning.
good morning.
Buenos días. Manuel, yo le voy a ayudar a traducir cualquier cosa que necesite.
Okay,
Okay.
muchas gracias.
Anna, make sure
Yeah.
you restate. Anna, can you please make sure you restate everything? So since we had that little break.
Yes, restate everything, meaning my name and that he needs to present.
Correct, and that you're translating for the appellant, and his name is, where did it have it? You know what I'm saying.
Ok, Manuel, vamos a resumir lo que estaban diciendo antes. Vamos a presentar su caso y yo le voy a ayudar a traducir lo que necesite mientras está presentando su caso y luego van a abrir, van a hablar cualquier protestante que se presente.
Okay.
Okay, I think anything else?
Well, Manuel, my name is Dadisi Najib. I'm the hearing officer for Public Works. And so we will allow you to start the time now for you to present your position as the applicant.
Okay. Manuel, que ella es la oficial que está presentando, que está escuchando los casos y que ya le da permiso de empezar a hablar para que presente.
Ok. Muy buenos días. Mi nombre es Manuel Interiam y pues como verán, yo apliqué para tener mi food mobile truck, que ha sido mi sueño por muchos años. He trabajado para la industria por más de 24 años. Es mi primera vez, un sueño que estoy cumpliendo con conocimientos y recetas de mamá. Y estoy con muchas ganas de sobresalir adelante en este país que me está brindando esta oportunidad.
Ok. Ahora lo voy a traducir. Manuel Iteram is applying for his food truck, which has been his dream for a long time. He's been working for the food industry for about 24 years now, and he wants to share his homemade recipes, mostly mom recipes, with the public. And he's very eager to share this and try to move forward in this country.
Thank you. Is this his first food truck or has he had others?
Manuel, es la primera vez que está aplicando para que va a hacer negocio en un food truck, ¿verdad?
Sí, es la primera vez.
Yes, this would be the first time for a food truck.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any other questions. Congratulations on your business, Manuel. Can you let him know that if he has additional questions that he should follow up with mobilefood@sfdpw.org and to make sure to sign in there so that we have his information when the director makes the determination. Well, we'll have his information anyway, but.
Okay, we'll let him know. Dice que muchas felicidades, Manuel, por su negocio, que cuando quiera hacer alguna otra pregunta adicional o para hacer follow-up a su caso, que si puede, por favor, mandar un correo a mobilefood@sfdpw.org.
Ok. Está bien. Muchas gracias.
Sí, no hay
Y
de qué.
espero que me brinden esta oportunidad y trataré de hacer lo mejor posible para mantener mi área limpio con todo lo que mis vecinos están pidiendo en mi lado. Trataré de mantener limpio las calles, el área donde yo trabajo, como lo requiere la ciudad, bajo todos los códigos. Me estoy preparando.
Perfecto. Muchas gracias. Manuel is saying that he's excited for this opportunity that we're providing him and that he's going to make sure that all his areas kept clean and up to standard so he doesn't get in trouble with any of his neighbors. He'll just try to be up to our regulations.
Okay. Thank you, Manuel. Thank you, Anna, for the translation. We appreciate it.
Of course. Muchas gracias, Manuel.
Muchas gracias, Ana Díaz.
Okay. Next, we will have any members of the public who wish to make public comment about this application. Raise your hand if you'd like to speak. And Nathan, our clerk, will unmute you so that you can speak. You'll have 3 minutes.
We have Anna Valier here. Anna, could you hear us?
Hi, I could hear you. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Sorry, Anna Diaz, just stay in, please, because in case Manuel will need some interpretation. Thank you. Go ahead, Anna Valier.
Okay, thank you. You guys can hear me? Hello?
Go ahead, yes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to say congratulations, Manuel. Felicidades on your food truck. I'm very happy for you. But I did submit a objection to your permit because of the location. And I guess I had a couple more comments and a couple more questions for you. One, and I think someone addressed it earlier, that the clearance between, actually I'm the owner of Abanico Coffee Roasters. The entrance that was talked about earlier on is directly like right in front of the address where you want to locate your truck. And so, yeah, I don't believe it's 75 feet away at all, because it's one entrance to the lobby entrance of the building, to the fabric store entrance. You know, this whole corner has a lot of little entrances to multiple office spaces and other businesses here. So one of the main reasons that I submitted an objection was because this block is super crowded on the weekends, specifically Saturdays and Sundays. I know in the picture it looks really clean and clear, like there's nobody there, but it is jam-packed of street vendors from one corner to the other corner all weekend long. And you know, people have difficulty just walking through the block, walking on the sidewalk. You know, if you're on a wheelchair, it's a struggle just to get through. So it's already overly crowded. The amount of litter, we've only been open 6 months, and the amount of litter here is insane. We're always cleaning, we're always calling 311 to clean up, calling DPW daily, you know, weekly for power washes. It's like health hazard, like you name it. I can go on, and I have several pictures if you want to see this. So it's overly crowded. There's way too many litter, like too much litter, and you know, and a direct competitor with identical food options is right across from you too. So my question is, why specifically this corner, and why not maybe move down further where there is nothing there available, like, you know, other food options that you can offer. Down on 18th Street, there's nothing there. But yeah, and I guess, you know, how are you going to control the waste? That's the waste management around here. And also, we just built a parklet for our coffee shop for our customers, and I'm just concerned too that it's going to directly impact us, and we're going to be, you know, asking people to move and not sit there and eat because it's, you know, for the coffee shop and not for a food truck that we're not part of. So I think those were my main concerns: the clearance between my entrance of the business, the litter, the crowd. There's no way, like I guarantee that your line will block our entrances. It will block the fabric store's entrance. It will block entrances because it's already a struggle with just the amount of people here setting up on the street to sell. Hello. And I that's it. If you guys can hear me, I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, go ahead.
I have a question for Nicholas. Nicholas, you said that the clearance requirements are only those that are related to the nature of the business, right? So restaurant or something like that, not the distance between the food truck and the next business needs to be, it would be a restaurant, not like the fabric store or other door entrances, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So the 75-foot clearance requirement is just for restaurant as defined by health code. So it wouldn't apply to the fabric store. It does look like it would apply to that coffee shop. So we definitely would make sure that you know, if we were to approve this, we'd require a revised site plan showing that clearance. And again, we just did not require it originally because that coffee shop had just opened a couple weeks before we received the application. So those records weren't available to us yet. But that's why we're really grateful to receive the public comments in response to this application so we can make sure we get it right.
Okay, great. Thank you for your answer. Clinton, just remind me, is Manuel allowed to reply to these comments or no?
I would actually think Nathan probably knows. I think he's got his one shot, but the Bureau can speak
Okay, I got
at the end of all of the comments. And I know that Christine is next.
okay.
And I mean, if you have questions for him,
Yeah.
yes, obviously. Okay, so we'll go ahead and Christine from 2101 Mission is able to speak now. And Christine, you can go ahead.
Thank you. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Great, terrific. So I wanted to point out a couple things, and a lot of them are in alignment. I won't repeat what Anna, some of her concerns, Anna Bale, the owner of the coffee shop, that we did file an objection, but our objection is for that particular area. It's amazing that you have this shot of the 2101 with nobody in it, because it's never like that. So we're concerned with the overall aspect of the parklet that has, permitted and built. That also took up some parking spaces. So there's very limited parking, as you might know, in that area. So we're concerned that that would only increase the congestion. And what that photo that you have does not show is that oftentimes there are street vendors all the way up and down in front of this building. It's difficult to even navigate or walk around there on the weekends. So we're concerned with the trash, with the increase in traffic in that area, that it will be somewhat unmanageable. We actually have security in the building 24 hours. And oftentimes on the weekends, ask them to go out and, take the vendors off of, leaning up against our building and blocking traffic in that area. The other thing I wanted to say is that you might be able to tell in that photo, I don't know if you can put it back up, of the 2101 Mission. It shows in there a rolling gate at 2101. So as Anna was saying, there's multiple entrances. That space is currently vacant. However, when we're fully occupied, that's a 2-story space that we are planning on having, possibly different artisans. Some would be selling food as well. So that plan is in development. That should be completed by the end of January. In addition, we have a number of high-profile tenants in the building that I think that this increased traffic would really, when everyone is back to work after the COVID issue, we expect to have 200 employees in this building. So, and that's one of the tenants is a large tenant on the 3rd and 4th floor. So I think for these reasons, and in addition to the proximity to possibly not only the coffee shop, but this other vacant space that you see there under development, that between those two spaces and the parklet, I think there's only 1 or 2 maybe parking spaces available in front. And I think that would be really challenging for businesses accepting deliveries as well. So those are my comments.
Okay. Thank you, Christine, for your comments. Nathan, is there anyone else?
We have one more. I'm gonna allow her to, there's no name, it's a phone number, so just allow him or her to speak. Hello, is this last 3551?
Yeah, that's
ahead,
me.
sir.
My name's Mike. And I just, I'm basically adding to everything that Anna from Abanico said, and the property owner as well. Or I should say property manager. And I wish Corazon Maya the best of luck. I think it's great for them to be entrepreneurial and to set up a food truck, but this location is problematic. And I just want to know too, for the record, if anybody from the Department of Public Works has actually walked on Mission Street in between 17th and 18th on a Saturday or Friday afternoon, or just throughout the day, because it's obstructed, between the vendors on the street, loiterers on the street, and drug dealers on the street. There's absolutely little to no room for people to walk, and for that matter, there's probably numerous ADA violations going on as well. So I think this is just going to compound to the problem. And again, I would invite anybody from the Department of Public Works to walk down that street on a given Saturday. And they should probably they'll have a clear picture of, what exactly is going on. And then unfortunately, to add to all of that, customers, where are they going to line up for the food truck when there's already food vendors on the street, loiterers and drug dealers that are basically obstructing the whole sidewalk? There's just absolutely no room for even a line for people to, buy food from the food truck. And secondarily, pollution. Pollution is horrible on this block. Constantly, there's just litter up and down the street. So this is only going to compound to that. There's no way around it. People, unfortunately, are not respectful of the climate and continue to litter up and down Mission Street. And then last but not least, if I'm not mistaken, I think there's La Oaxaqueña right across the street that has identical menu items. How is that? It does make little to no sense to have a direct competitor with identical menu items. Unless the menu items are different and I'm not aware of that. But my understanding that they'll be selling tacos, and I think La Oaxaqueña sells the same thing. And then also, I'm not sure, I could be wrong, but I understood that this permit for this food truck was taken out in July of 2021. And if that's not correct, please correct me. But if that is correct, then my understanding is that Abanico opened up in May. So it wasn't a matter of weeks, it's actually a matter of months. So if that's the case, then I think Department of Public Works is mistaken about the timing of when permits were pulled. And I might be mistaken because I might have misheard. So I apologize in advance if that's the case. But again, I wish Corazon Maya best of luck. But 18th Street, there's an empty building that's been sitting out there for the last 4 or 5 years. That'd be a great location for them. And there's little to no street vendors on that corner as well. So in my opinion, that'd be a great location. Even across the street, up away from La Oaxaqueña. So, but other than that, thank you for your time, everybody. I appreciate it. If you have questions, feel free to ask me.
Thank you. Did you state your name?
Yeah, my name's Mike.
Okay, Mike. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate your comments.
Sure.
Nicholas, did you want to, with Public Works, did you want to address anything? No?
Not in particular. At least for us, the rule for whether a restaurant is considered is if it's operational at the time of the application. So whether it's 1 day before or 5 months before, we treat it in the same way.
Okay. Okay, well, is there anyone else who wishes to make a comment about anything that we've heard today on any?
We have one more attendee just raise their hand right now. Allow them to speak.
Please introduce yourself.
Last 3 digits 201. You are unmuted and you can go ahead and speak if you'd like. Hello?
We can hear you, caller.
Hello?
Hello. So the resident with the phone number ending in 201, you are able to speak. Go ahead. We can barely hear you though.
There's a lot of background noise. Hello? Last 3 digits 201. Did you speak?
So I think we probably give them 30 seconds and then we'll have to go ahead and just end it. Once again, the resident with the phone number ending in 201, you're free to speak. You're burning through your time.
Probably don't realize that they're unmuted.
Thank you.
The resident with the phone number ending in 201, we can hear you and you should speak now if you want to be heard. Okay.
Just gonna mute them, 'cause they might be responding. Back to you, the DC.
Thank you, Nathan. Okay, well,
And
Yeah.
we have no more attendees with their hands raised, so
okay. So there are no more public comments on any of these items on the agenda. If you've spoken, you will not be allowed to speak again. This is for those who may have come late and can't speak. So that being said, my name is Dadisi Najib. I want to thank Clinton Otwell, Nicholas Persky, and Nathan Rodas with Public Works. And also I'd like to thank our translator, our interpreter, who was interpreting for one of our applicants today. Please make sure that we have your contact information if you wish to be notified about this, this hearing. I will be making my recommendations to our Public Works Director, and the Director of Public Works will have final say on these items. So if there are no more public comments, I am closing this hearing today. Thank you very much. The hearing is now closed.
Nathan, do you want to hit stop record?